And greetings everyone, this is Q with your China Gold Oil Weekly Market Update. What we're looking at here is a 3-month chart of the Dow. This is DJIND. You can see we've been kind of consolidating with not a lot of direction. Started a downtrend, it didn't last. Tried to make an uptrend, that didn't last. Right now, what this recent price action is telling me of the past few days, I believe that Friday actually confirmed that it's going to be a downtrend. Not very strong because it's so short, kind of like this guy right here. Kind of bounced hard off of that 50-day moving average, went right through the 200-day, closed below it, and kept that downtrend until we bounced off of the lower envelope. This is kind of a similar situation. We bounced off of the 50 and right through the 200 and closed below the 200, but it's not as strong because the price bar is not significantly long like this one is significantly long. So it's probably or possibly the beginning of a downtrend, but time will tell. I will definitely not buy this to go up unless I get further confirmation. And interestingly enough, back on Thursday I made a video, and this was a big indication that the price was going to bounce back up, and I was pretty strong that the probability was up for that. But since this, and I did say that conservative traders would wait for confirmation for the following day, well, those conservative traders won big time by not placing a trade by waiting for the confirmation, which we did not get. We actually got confirmation in the opposite direction. So it's good to be conservative, especially in trading. So that's what we're looking at. Next week I'm going to look for more down action, possibly the beginning of a downtrend, and we will see what happens. Now we're going to look at the S&P 500, see what kind of information or confirmation we can get from that. Alright, so here's the SPX 3-month chart. We were in an uptrend about 3 months ago. Since then we tried to start a downtrend, can't decide which way we want to go here. Again, back on Thursday, boom, that was a strong up signal for me. Strong possibility of up, and then we did not get the confirmation. We actually got the opposite. And this is very similar to the Dow, except that we did not close below the 200-day moving average. And we also did not close below the low of Thursday's low, which we did on the Dow. But that doesn't really mean much to me in the face of this evidence that we're beginning a downtrend. That's what I expect for next week is more down action, but only time will tell. So next we will look at China at the FXI. What we're looking at here is the FXI 6-month chart. The yellow line is the 50-day moving average. The purple line is the 200-day moving average. And we can see from the past 6 months we've started an uptrend back in October. We'll go to the yearly chart and we'll take a bigger picture look. Kind of get a reference point for where we're at. So we're up at the highs from a year ago with the FXI. And you can see how this was a big down move. That wasn't even a trend. That was just like a cliff. Consolidated a little bit, and then back here in October we started this uptrend, and we are still in it. This was very healthy growth, and it's actually slowed off a little bit. I'm going to go to the 3-month chart now. So here we are on the 3-month chart. You can see it's been above the 50-day and the 200-day moving average. Bounced off of it here. Again, that's very healthy. I call that a breath. That's like a reset almost, and that's very healthy, especially when it bounces up like that. Continues in the same direction, and right here at the end it looks like it's starting to separate from the upper envelope, but my guess is that it's going to stay around, between the 40. I don't see any reason for it to move, no indication that it's going to move up or down. Probably stay around this level until it starts to interact with the 50-day moving average again, but next week will tell, and we will go from there. Now I'm going to pull up the EWH, which is iShares Hong Kong Fund. Alright, what we're looking at here is the 5-year chart of the EWH, and you can see we're just starting to flirt with the highs of early 2011, late 2010. We haven't really seen those levels since probably the middle of 11. and now we're starting to approach them again. So this is a good indication of where we've been. You can see that $20 mark is very key. We bounced off it here back in middle of '08. Oh, that was the big drop. And then back in 2011 also we bounced off it. So we're going to flirt with that again. You can see the uptrend began about the middle of 2012. So we'll go to the 1 year, start focusing in on things. And again, you can see where the uptrend began, actually just back in September. And now we'll go into the 3 month and check out this uptrend up close and personal. So you can see it's been between nice and healthy between the 50-day and the upper envelope, and it leveled off about 1950. The 50-day moving average is approaching, getting closer. So I'm going to see next week, the week after, how the price action is going to interact with the 50-day moving average. That'll be very telling. Alright, so that's China, and now we will go to gold. And now we're looking at the 5-year chart of the GLD, that's Spider's Gold Shares. And talk about a nice uptrend. That's from '09 up to the middle of 11. Beginning of 11, that was pretty nice and steady. And this is a great example. I always talk about natural and unnatural, and healthy growth and unhealthy growth. This is very unnatural. It's natural, but it's unhealthy. So this is natural growth, but very unhealthy. And this is the result of unhealthy growth. This is a growing pain. I'm going to zoom in here. This is a 5-year chart. Let me go to the 1 year. So in 5 years, it's gone up pretty nicely. In 1 year, it hasn't really gone anywhere, and this is a result. Maybe I'll go back to the 3 year. This flat consolidation is a result of this irrational exuberance, to coin the phrase. And you can see it got pretty irrational in here, pretty chaotic. Maybe not irrational, but chaotic in here. People didn't know really which way was up, what was going on then. But yeah, when you get irrational growth, you're going to get consolidation afterwards, and that was what this past year is about. And I'm not saying it's over. I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know the future. I'm making guesses based on lines and colors and stuff. So this is the 1 year chart. It hasn't really gone anywhere. I'll go to the 6 month. Don't think it tells us anything more. Let me pop to the 3. So here's the 3 month chart. You can really see the daily action and the interaction with the price and the moving averages, the 50 and the 200. And right here we started the downtrend. That was the beginning, the significant point of the downtrend, and kind of leveled off at the 160 point. And now I'm waiting to see within the next week or two, probably the 50-day moving average, the yellow line, will cross over the 200-day, and then we'll have some price action interact with the 50-day maybe. But we'll see what happens in the next week or two. That's kind of what I'll be looking for. So there's GLD. We have one more left. That's the OIL. Alright, so now we're looking at the 5-year chart of OIL for oil. Let's see, middle of '08, peak of the boom, crash, leveled out, hasn't done anything since from a 5-year scale. Let's go to 1 year. Okay, 1 year chart. You can kind of see what's going on. Entered a downtrend, kind of tried to go up, consolidated a little, started going down again. Let's go to the 3 month and see what's going on. Here is the 3 month chart. You can see we've been in a downtrend, and just recently, just last week, we spent a few days between the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. So that's a consolidation. That's very healthy. We will see what the future brings. I'm not going to make any moves until it tells me, until the price action tells me which way it's going to go. I'm happy with it right there. I'm content to just watch for a few weeks and see what goes on. Alright, that does it for the market recap for this week. The week of, today is December 29th, Saturday. So, hope you have a great New Year's, everybody. I will see you next time.